Between these two, I now felt I had to choose. My two natures had memory in common, but little else was equally shared between them. Jekyll, who was a combination of both, was sometimes frightened by Hyde, but could also share in his pleasures and adventures. But Hyde cared nothing for Jekyll. Jekyll had more than a father's interest. Hyde had more than a son's unconcern. To stamp out Hyde and to remain only Jekyll was to lose forever those pleasures which I had so much enjoyed. To surrender to Hyde was to lose all touch with my work and interests, and to become, in an instant, friendless and alone in the world. Strange as my circumstances were, the terms of this debate were as old as man himself, and it fell out with me, as it falls with most men, that I chose the better part, and was found wanting in the strength to keep to it. Yes, I preferred the ageing and discontented doctor, surrounded by friends, and filled with honest hopes, and I said a determined farewell to the liberty, the comparative youth, the light step, the racing blood, and secret pleasures of Edward Hyde. Perhaps I was not honest with myself, for I neither gave up the house in Soho, nor destroyed the clothes of Edward Hyde, which still lay ready in my study. For 2 months, however, I was true to my determination. For 2 months I led a life of wonderful goodness. But then I began to feel longings, as of Hyde struggling after freedom, and at last, in an hour of weakness, I once again mixed and swallowed the drug. Even then, I suppose, I had not made enough allowance for the terrible readiness to evil which were the leading characteristics of Edward Hyde. Yet it was by these that I was punished. My devil had been kept too long in his cage. He came out roaring. I was conscious, even when I took the drug, of a stronger leaning towards evil. It must have been this that brought Edward Hyde to murder. I remember how impatiently I listened to the polite words of that poor old man who was my victim. I declared before God that no man in his moral senses could have been guilty of so terrible a crime without cause or reason, and that I struck him down in the same spirit in which a sick child may break a toy.